All right, hey guys, welcome back to another Endless Winter playthrough. This is going to be our second playthrough of Endless Winter. I know it's been a while for the 5x5 challenge. Oh, I just knocked over all their stuff. So let's kind of hop into it. So the expansion we're using today is going to be the Ancestors expansion. So this one changes up the tribe cards, gives them a lot of abilities that let us do more stuff when we go to the action spaces. And then, so that's one thing that gets added. The next thing that gets added is the animals. So we swapped out all the animals. You can mix and match any of these elements. But the main thing with these animals is that they actually don't score at the end of the game. You get Eclipse abilities, so you score throughout the game. So you want to collect them for that. And then when you kill them, you get some bonuses that way. We also have some culture cards, which I had mixed in last time, but they have these strife abilities and these prosperity abilities. And the prosperity abilities are they get to do it too, kind of thing. So one player gets to do something, then the other players get to do something else. There are chief cards that give us alternate chief cards. So we're using Chief Firewolf. We can spend a food and a tool to place out a tent and then move 2 tent spots. And then the last thing that got added in, is that everything? Chief cards, animal cards, tribe cards. Yep, that's it. Okay. And then we're also adding in the K9 Familiars module, which is right here. And how this works is that when we rest, instead of drawing a card, we would get to take one of these cards. And they act like any other tribe card that we would have. So we will probably get into that. We'll see how much we get into it, really. So we've got our starting hands. Let's go ahead and just jump into it here. We are, the Nomad gets to go first. We're playing on the normal difficulty here. So the Nomad will place out here. They're going to try to get one of the Sacred Stones. They have no resources. They're unable to, so they'll do a Monolith action instead. It's going to be the rightmost upper one. So rightmost one, and then they do rightmost upper here. Get themselves a tool. Then they're going to take a culture card. They're going to take the rightmost upper one, which will be this culture card here. Throw that there, and it is our go. All right. So we're definitely going to we're going to kind of copy them. We're going to do altars, which lets us place one of our monoliths out. And I think I'm going to go... Let's go for some tools. So we'll go here, and then we'll go here with our second one to get a tool. And then as our action space, our starting card was the Storyteller. So we can use that space, but we can spend this to take one of these cards and put it into our discard pile. And then on Eclipse, we get 2 food and a point. Do I already want to go there? I think I do. So we're going to go... We're going to play these are our Tribesmen and our Storyteller. And we're going to go here. So we're going to play those 2. We're going to spend the 1 to take one of these and put it into our discard pile. And I think I'm going to put in the Tracker with this ability. I'm going to spend the tool and another one to add this Tracker into our hand. We're going to spend a food to bury a card. We're going to bury this Tribesman and add a healer to our discard pile. And then we're going to bury another card. And I'll bury the Storyteller that I have and move up on this track. Okay, and that gets discarded. Okay. The Nomad will go. They're not going to place here, so they're going to place in this spot because it's the first open spot. They will see if they can build a village. They can't, so they're going to move their tents around. It moves their inner ones here and here. That flips. It's their inner ones, right? Yeah. And then they will get a point for every one of their villages on a glacier tile. Okay, we're going to go here, and I'm going to spend this and this to place out one of my tents, and I'm going to place 1 tent, and I get to move 2 things. I'm going to move 1 here, and I'm going to move 1 there. And then we're going to play out the Tracker. The Tracker is going to give us, we're going to use our ability with the Tracker to take, flip a card over and then take one, and not take the action here, because I'm going to keep everything else for my next turn. Now let's go ahead and take this Terror Bird. And then we're going to move down here. We're going to kill the Terror Bird, so we get to do a Monolith action. That's going to let us place out here. We'll draw 2 cards. And then we come down here, take a random animal from the top. Ooh, giant beaver. Okay. All right, and then they're going to take their last turn. Every occupied space is occupied, so they're going to go there. They're going to try to get one of the sacred stones. They can't, so they're going to take a monolith action. Leftmost, uppermost is going to be this one or this one. Uppermost is this one, so that's 2 tools for them. They're going to take a culture card. Leftmost, uppermost. They're going to try the monolith action again. They can't take it, so they're going to, or not monolith, the sacred stone action, so they're going to do a monolith action. Again, leftmost will be this one, which lets them get a tool. And then finally a card, they're going to take that one. Culture card, they're going to take that. So, okay. For our last turn this round, we could rest, and then put everything in our Eclipse pile and take the turn order. So yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to rest, and resting instead of drawing a card, we're going to be able to take one of these, and I think I want to take, let's take the flanker. So this will help us, this will give us a tool when we take this action for animals, and then we get a point if it's in the deal. So this goes, does it go to our hand? I think it goes to our hand. Oh, that's the wrong book. Hold on. This... Yeah, we add it to our hand. And I'm going to keep the tribes in my hand and do my... oh, yeah. And then I get to take this tile, which lets us take one of these into our hand as well. And we're going to take to our hand... I think we're going to take this one to our hand. I'm going to make this my my pile. So we're definitely going to get, that. And I can turn an animal over. I'm not going to turn either animal over, I don't think. No, you know what I am? I'm going to turn over this beaver. So we turn the beaver. It's going to get us 2 on this track and of food. Okay, so now let's go to Eclipse. They have 1. We have 3. Or we have 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we definitely win turn order on that. And I'm gonna, these stayed in my hand. So on turn order, we're going to do our turn order track. We'll get a megalith action. This is going to let us place out here and take a culture card. The culture card we're going to take is going to be for fertility rites. That goes to our hand. They're going to get to draw a card, which puts a card in their burial pile. Then we're going to get 1 point... Hold on, let me do all this out real quick. We get a point. We get a tool. We can bury a card. And burying cards has to come from in-play or discard pile. Oh, our hand works too. We'll bury this tribesman from our hand. And then we'll get another point, and we'll get to move one of our tents. But I'm not going to move him. I'm going to leave him as is. Whoops. Then we're going to get our animal cards. So our animal card here gets us 1 food. Terrain tiles. So we get 2 points and a tool. They will get a point. 2 food. 2 points. And then player boards, I'll get a tool. And they will get a tool as well. And that's going to be it. So we're going to draw up our hand. That's 5, and then, or that's 3, and then we're going to draw 2 more. Like that. Okay. I'm going to set these animals over here. And then their stuff is done, so we'll discard their cards right there. We'll refill the culture cards. Okay. And we'll retrieve our workers. And we'll flip over this. All right, so we have first turn, and I definitely am going to try to get this at some point. But maybe I go for one of these. Maybe I go for these 3. Maybe that's my play. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're definitely going to play out this culture card. We'll spend a food to take one of the tribes cards into our discard pile, and I'm going to take this one into my discard pile. Then as an action, we are going to go to here, and I have 3 right here. So those 3 will get played. It's going to get us a culture card. The culture card I want to take. Let's take tracking. We can spend a food to get an animal off top of the deck and get a point. We're going to spend a food and a monolith to take this one. So we get 1 point for each one of our things there. Not a monolith, a sacred stone. And then we can bury a card. We're going to bury this card. And then we get a food and a tool. That's going to be our go. The Nomad will go. He'll take the spot that we were just at, but he won't this. He'll go here. That gives him a culture card. Gives him 1 point for each one of his tiles on, or one of his tents on a glacier tile. Okay. Let's try to get some animals here. We'll play, let's get discarded. We'll play this. We'll spend a food to take the top card from here. It's a Mastodon. Oh yeah, and then if I take this one, I can also work on that too. We'll also get a victory point. Oops. Then we will, what do we want to do? Maybe we go here. And we play us this tracker. The tracker is going to give us 1. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this to flip 1 over. And then take a card. And I'm going to take this giant beaver. We're not going to do this. We're going to kill the beaver, which is going to get us 2 movement on this track. Gets us 2 points. And gets us a food. And then here I could take an animal from the top of the deck. It's going to be a cave lion. Okay, and the cave lion, that could come in handy too. But I'm going to... My goal is to try to get that beaver going. And then as soon as the second era happens, I'm buying this so I can score that twice. So that's our go. The Nomad will take a turn. He will go here because that's the only empty spot left. He'll bury a card. He'll build out one of his villages. Now it's going to be the rightmost one, which will be this one. And then he will get to take a flip this over and then take a card. He'll take a card. He doesn't have one, so he just takes the rightmost, downmost one. Then these will move. So the outer ones will move, right? Yeah, the outer ones move. So these move here. And then he'll add a card to his Eclipse pile. Okay. We'll play that culture card. We'll gain a tool. We can kill an animal. We're going to kill this cave lion. It's going to get us a food and a culture card. We'll take this spit roasting. So it lets us take an animal from the top and get a food. And then we can bury a card, and we're going to bury that tribesman. And then we're going to play our healer, and we're going to spend a food to move up on that track and get a second deal. And we're going to go here. We're going to spend 2 tools to add 2 cards to our hand. We're going to add to our hand this one and this one. No, this one. These are going to add to our hand. We're going to spend a food to add this to our discard pile and bury a card. We're going to bury that tribesman. And I guess I could have done my ability, which let me do my ability. So I should have the stuff for that. But we're going to do the ability to play this out and then move it. And we're going to move it 1 space over there. Okay, and that's going to be my turn. These get discarded. This is my Eclipse pile. And then I have my spit roasting left in my hand. They're going to take their turn. They're going to go here as well. Monolith action. They can place here. They're going to do that. They're going to score themselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. They're going to bury a card. They're going to put out another one of these. This will go in the leftmost spot, which will be this one. This gets rotated out to here. And then they add a card to their Eclipse pile. Okay, so let's go into Eclipse now. The Eclipse time happens. I have 2, and they have 2.5, so they take turn order. So they'll do their stuff first. They get a Megalith, Monolith action, Megalith, whatever. Leftmost upper. Leftmost here. That gets them a tool, which turns into a food. We will get to draw a card. Then we do our Eclipse piles. I'll get to move one of my tents, and I will get a point, and I'll get a tool and get a point, so that's 2 points for me. We're going to do our animal cards. They don't have any animal cards, but we get a food. We get 2 food, one for the Mastodon, one for the Short-Faced Bear. Then we're going to get to do our terrain tiles. So since they're in turn order, we'll do them first. They get nothing for this one. This one. Oh, they should have got an animal. They'll take this one for making that tent there. That was my bad. So they get nothing for this. They get 2 food, which will turn into 2 movement on this. They'll get 2 points, and they'll get another movement on this. Here, they'll get a point, movement on this, and a Megalith action, which will be the leftmost one they can take, which will be that one, which is 2 card draws, which turn into 2 cards into their burial pile. I get 2 points for mine here. I get 1 movement on this track, and I get a tool. Then we go to our player boards. For their player board, they get 2 cards tucked into here. They get a tool that turns to a food, and then they get 1 movement on that track, which is 2 more points. My player board, I get 2 points for this, and I get a tool. Okay. This gets discarded. We switch over to the second era. So these culture cards are gone. We're on to the second grouping of culture cards. They are going to be first in turn order. And we'll draw up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, cool. I think I might try to go for this tile and this tile because I can kill that guy. And I can get those beavers. When I get those beavers, that's going to be my goal here. Okay, so we'll take their first turn. They went where I wanted to go. They're going to flip over and take one. They're all the same from that perspective. So they're going to take that beaver. And then they're going to take a random card from the top. Let's get another Terror Bird. Okay. That's really where I wanted to go. Well, let's play that culture card to begin with. So we'll do this for a Monolith action. Or whatever, Megalith. We'll use it to take this. No, do we want to take that? To bury a card. I do need to bury at least one more card. Yeah, we'll bury a card, and we'll just bury this Napper. And we'll move on one up here. That's 3 points. And then for my action this turn, can we afford? We can't afford it. Okay. We're going to go here. And I'm going to play out these. So that's going to be 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. Or 3, sorry. It's going to give me a culture card. I'm going to take going to take this one. So it's pay a food for a card draw and 2 tools. We're going to spend 2 food and a tool to take this one. This lets me take one of these to my discard pile. What, I don't remember even what I ended up. The napper, I'll take a tracker to my discard pile. And then I get a food and a tool. Okay, those get discarded. All right. He will go here because that space is already taken. He'll take a random animal, which is another, it's a sloth. He'll take a megalith action. Can he stack? He can't stack, but he does the rightmost one, then down. This is the rightmost one. So this gets buried. Up 2 on that. And then he takes a card for his Eclipse pile. Alright. I'm not really utilizing my Chief Firewolf stuff, but that is okay. We're going to play the Spit Roaster, random animal. Okay, that's fine. Food. We're going to play here. So I'm going to spend a food and a tool to place a tent out. And I can move a tent 1 space. I'm going to move that tent here. No. I'm going to move that tent here. Then so that was the Chief Firewolf ability. The cards I'm going to play this turn are going to be this and this. So I'm going to spend my food for a tool. And then I'm going to spend one of my fists to do that and then get this beaver. Spend my other hand and a tool to take the cat lion or cave lion. And then I can kill an animal. We're going to kill the beaver, which gets me a food and then 2 movement up here, which is 5 points. And I've got the top of this, so I get to get the 15 points for that at the end of the game. That's going to be my go. They're going to do their last turn this round. It's going to put them here. It's going to get them one of those, but they can't place that out, so they're going to move them. They're going to move these 2 here. They're going to add 2 cards to the Eclipse pile, another card to their Eclipse pile. Whoops. And then 1 point for every glacier they're on. They're on 1 glacier. Okay, I might end up resting this turn because I don't really need to place anything out, and I don't really have the resources. I mean, if I can get that other... Can I afford the other... I can't. So we're going to rest. We're going to rest. We're going to take a culture card. We're going to... Instead of drawing, we're going to take one of these, and we're going to end up taking... Let's take this companion. It's cute. But we're going to get a culture card to our hand. We'll take tributes. No, we'll take foraging. Okay. And then... That's gone. And we're going to end the go, and that's going to be our Eclipse pile. So, let's see who had more. So, our Eclipse pile is going to be 3. And their Eclipse pile is 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So, they keep turn order. So, they get a Megalith action. They're going to place this Megalith out. They can't stack it anywhere. So, the rightmost one they can do is this one. That's 2 tools, which gets them 2 food. I get a card draw. So we'll shuffle this up. We get a point. We get 2 points. We get tent movement. We're going to move 1 tent here. And I'm going to leave my tents. I'm not going to move anything else. Those will get discarded. We will then go to our animals. I get a food, another food, another food, and another food. So they all give me 1 food. He doesn't get the animals. Terrain tiles will go in turn order. He gets 2 food, 2 points. Up on that track, we get some 3. 1, 2, 3. Here, a point. Up there, a tool which turns into a food, and then a megalith. which gets placed out on the rightmost space, which is going to be this one, which is burying 2 cards. I will get 2 food, 2 points, a movement on this track, and a tool. Then we go to our player boards. I get 3 points for this. And then here I have 3 beavers, which is going to be 6 points. He has nothing there. We both get a tool. He turns that tool into food, and he gets 2 movement on here. That's 5 points for him there. And then up on this track. And I think that's it. And we'll draw our 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll retrieve our workers. And we'll replenish the culture cards, and we'll place out 1 more of these. All right. So my goal is to, well, there's no more beavers, but if I kill this cave lion and take this, that's 3 points. Or if I can get my megaliths out, maybe I can get a bunch of points for that. Or if I kill this mastodon, that's 3 points. So I've got a couple options there. Maybe if something comes up for me, we can work on that. So these will get discarded. Flip over the first card here. Now they're going to place out their last village here. Oh, come on. Okay. So first off, they're going to get a point for that. Then they're going to place out their last village. It's going to be the leftmost, downmost space. So this is the leftmost space for them. Then these move. And then they're going to get... Oh, this should have been flipped over. So they're going to get to move again. Which I guess I don't know. What does their token do? If the nomad has all their villages on the map, place the nomad token on the juncture instead. Okay. But they don't have that yet. So they're going to do this. That's going to move the inner 2 here. And I guess they would get to do it again because this is for both those actions. They're going to move these there. Okay. Okay. So Argo now. We'll play this culture card to spend a tool. We'll take this off our board. I either get myself 1 point and then some other stuff, or I get myself 2 points. No, I'm going to get myself the 1 point. We're going to go here. I'm going to move up on this track twice, and I'm going to bury a card. We're going to bury our companion here. And then for my action this turn, we're going to go here. We'll spend our food and our tool to place out a tent and then move it. And we'll move a tent there. And then we're going to play a tracker. Yeah, I think we're going to play just the tracker. So we're going to spend the fist that we have to refill and take something. We'll take the short-faced bear. We're going to kill an animal. We're going to kill this mastodon, which gets us our food. Hold on. Wait a minute. We're going to spend 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we have 3. We're going to spend 1 to refill 2 of these. We're going to spend 1 and a tool to take this one. And then we're going to spend another 1 and a tool to take this. Then we're going to kill this mastodon, which is going to fill our food all the way to the top. And I can take a random one from the top. Okay. Okay. And then these will get discarded. All right. They're going to go here. That's going to get them one of the stones. They're going to take the leftmost one, which is this one, spending a food and a tool. That lets them bury a card. They're going to take a culture card, which is going to be this one. And they're going to take another one of these, which will be another one of these and 2 food to take this. And they're going to take a tool for doing that. All right. We'll play foraging. We'll have to discard a card from our hand. We'll discard this card to flip over an animal, take an animal, and gain a point. Then, what do we want to do? I'm going to try to grab this before he does. So we're going to go here. I will spend 1, 2, 3. Get ourselves a culture card. We're going to take ambush. And then we're going to spend... Oh, I have no tools. I can't take something. Okay, I lied. That was a lie. Undo. Mulligan. I've got no tools. Well, it's in the middle, so he won't take it anyway. But I need 1 tool. So, gosh darn it. I can play this on my next turn. So we'll play this tribeswoman. We'll spend a food for a tool. Oh, where am I going to go, though? We'll go here. We'll hunt again. So we have 1.5. And I'm going to spend the 1. I'm going to spend the 1. No, why am I doing this? Hold on. I have 1.5. I have 2, 3.5, 4, 5. I've got 5, okay? Although I guess I don't really need all that. We're going to spend that to flip 2 over, then spend our tool to take the 1, and then we're going to kill this mammoth, and it's going to refill us all the way back to the top. I don't know why I was really even tripping about all that. Okay. The nomad's going to take their last turn going here. They don't have a megalith action they can take, so they're going to bury a card. They're going to bury another card. They're going to bury another card, and then they're going to build out here. They don't have any of their things left, so they're going to take the leftmost one, which is this one, and that moves these down here. Okay, our final action this round is going to be this. We're going to spend a food for 2 tools and a card draw, and then do I want to save this stuff for my? I might not need to for my Eclipse pile. So I guess we'll just play all this out. So we're going to play this for a food. We're going to get to move on this track. Let's just bury something. We'll bury this. That's 4. I'm sorry, that's 3, 4, 5, 6 total. We're going to go there. We'll get 2 culture cards. So this one and this one. We'll go here and spend 1 tool and 1, 2, 3 for this, which gives us this to our hand. Yeah. And then I'm going to prepare my Eclipse pile, which will just be this tracker. So their Eclipse pile is going to be 1. Mine's going to, or half. Mine's going to be 1 on Eclipse. So I get turn order. So I get a megalith out. I'm going to place that megalith there and score myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. They're going to bury a card. Then we're going to do our Eclipse piles. I get to kill an animal. I'm going to kill this Mastodon. That brings us all the way to the top. I get a point. They're going to, we'll do our animal cards. So the short-faced bear gets me a food, a point, a tool, and 2 points. So it's 3 points total, 1, 2, 3. Because I got 4 of them. The longhorn bison gets me a food, the lion gets me a food, and the wolf gets me a food, but I'm fooded out, and I can't get anything else. Player boards, I will get a tool. I will get to go up on this track. This is going to give me 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to give me 6 points. And the last one's going to give me 10 points. So it's 16 points. There we go. How about that? 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Their board's going to give them 4 points. Then they're going to get 3 card draws, which they're going to turn into a tool and 2 food. And then they're going to go up on this track twice. So they're going to go 1, 2. And then those are player board. Terrain tiles I got to do first technically. So terrain tiles, we'll do ours first. That's going to be 2 food. It's going to be 2 points. It's going to be on this track. It's going to be a megalith action, which I'll place out here, which is going to move me up on this, which gets me another card here, and I can bury a card. So then I would actually get another point because of this should have happened second. That's it for me. For them, they're going to get 2 points, 2 food, which they convert into that, which lets them bury a card, which will convert into that. They'll move up on this. They'll get a point for this one. They'll get 2 points for that one. They'll get a movement on this, which lets them effectively go up on this track again. And then they'll get a tool, which will effectively let them go up on this track again, which lets them go up on this track one more time. Because they're maxed out over there. And I think I got all their stuff from over here. I think so. Okay. So I think that's it. So now we'll go into final scoring. I think I didn't miss it. I don't think I missed everything. I don't think I missed anything. So offering track will score for us first. We get 1 point for every 3 resources we have left. So we have 10, 13, so that's going to be 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to score 15 points because they get 1 point for every one they have. So it puts them at 39, 49, 54. They're going to score from over here. We have at least 7 cards, so we get 15 points. They get 10 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 87. They get 10 points. 64. Next, we're going to do our tribe cards and our culture cards. So we'll grab all our stuff. We get 1. The canines don't get everything. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that puts us at 102. They score 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it puts them at 83. And then non-tipped animals, I don't score anything for those because of this, but they still score them. So for non-tipped animals, they get 1, 2, 3, 8. 91. So 91 to 102. So I eked it out a bit. I played earlier on the hard mode and I got completely decimated because of their extra action. So I don't know. We'll play on the hard mode next time. But we did win 102 to 91. So these are interesting. I think these animals are interesting because... So I think what the base game cards give you an extra deal. And these basically give you a special action when you go to that place. So there's kind of a trade-off there. And it's kind of the similar thing with this. Where you're either scoring a bunch of points for them, or you're getting like points throughout the thing. So it's like you kind of get the trade-off of like points at the end of the game or points during the game. But these give you so many resources. Now, I was so full on food because of the fact that I was more incentivized to kill because of these. And then like the woolly mammoth or the mastodon, not woolly mammoth. I said mastodon, woolly mammoth the entire time. Just fills you up. So it's like I was so full on food this whole game. And I didn't really utilize this to the best of its ability. So, you know, I guess I could have. I didn't do any of these this game. But I almost got all these out. They did everything, except they didn't get one of these. But yeah, that's going to be it. We did win. So the next one we'll do is going to be the river one. And then we'll do the cave paintings, and then we'll do a big game with all the rest. But that's going to be it for today. That's a playthrough of Endless Winter. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys tried the Ancestors expansion and what you guys think of like swapping these out. Do you have a specific like, oh, I like using the base one here, but the Ancestor one here or whatever. Let me know what you guys think of that. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.